So with the practice schedule, this is what it looks like. Um, the Some of these meets that may jump out at you at like New York. There's Greensboro, North Carolina on there. One of my favorite. Well, actually, Toronto, Canada is my favorite, but Windsor, Canada is pretty cool too. They just don't have good food. Sacramento, California is a big one. And then of course we're home for Bourbonnais, DeKalb, and then the Junior Olympics is in Lawrence, Kansas. So you remember how I said the USATF can get kind of messy? Well, they've already moved the meet from New York to Lisle. Now that's good for us, but now I have to go back and redo everything. So our goal is when things change with track meets is get that information to our families as soon as possible. But what I wanted, my goal is to work, build a relationship with the family so that they understand that we're doing everything to the best of our ability on our end. But a lot of times, USATF just makes sudden changes. So we're going to do our best to get everyone caught up to date on that. So this track meet is no more. So I'm not even going to go over that slide. All right, so this is the track meet that was replaced with the New York meet, and it's moved right here to Benedictine University, where we will be practicing. This track meet happens during the week, so the 26th through the 30th. And everything's pretty close. It's a nice facility. So this is a track meet I expect for everyone to attend. Now, if you don't qualify for the New Balance meet, which we'll go over next, Canada offers a great meet too. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So this is that Midwest Distance Classic. It is a high school meet. This meet is not. If you're in middle school, you're not eligible to participate. But this is a distance. This is for distance people. So if you run 800 meters on up, this meet is for you. It's only $20 per athlete to get in, and you can see the date is June 10th. If you qualify for New Balance, here's the standards. Congratulations, Karen Best. She actually hit the 300-meter hurdle standards last. Oh, I forgot what day it is. Last Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday, and she actually ran a 43.47. I'm like, Karen, sign up for New Balance. She goes, but I didn't hit the time. I'm like, Karen, it's 200ths of a second. I'm pretty sure they're going to let you into the meet, but it's not the time. They let her into the meet. Always listen to your coach, people. So this is the championship in the orange. In the blue is the Emerging Elite. The standards are a lot lighter and less challenging to hit, but still challenging. The cost, the age divisions of this meet, you have to be in high school, and it's $50 per event. Now, if you don't sign up if you don't sign up for your event on Monday the 5th, the cost goes up to $100, and that's the late fee. The super late fee is $150 per event, and a super duper late fee goes up to $300. So if you get the pattern, track and field, do not be late on payments and entry fees. Make sure you do all that stuff on time. Your calendar is going to be your best friend for this summer. The expenses to North Carolina, you're looking at $390 if you were to fly. I know I'm not flying because I want to commute with a lot of my athletes. It's the summertime, so we can actually drive. So if we were to drive, we're looking at $240. That's $50 for your entry fee, and another $190 to help with gas, and then also hotel. So if you don't quite make it in New Balance, Canada is another option that you can have. There's no standards to get into this meet, and the A divisions are different. So for us as Americans, we go 15, 16, and 17, 18. But over in Canada, it's 20 and under and 20 and older. So based on your time, Some of our athletes may be competing against professional Canadian athletes for that, for that matter. It just because it all depends on how old you are. So it's $20 per individual event here in Canada. And this is a meet that we can drive to because it's only in Windsor, Canada, which is across the lake of Detroit, Michigan. And we will actually stay in Detroit, Michigan because they got better coffee and better food, and we can wake up early in the morning. And listen to this: the USA, they'll let you out the country real fast, but they'll give you a hard time about coming back in. So that's why we can keep our expenses low by staying in Detroit, Michigan, and then driving over the bridge into Canada to compete. This is another tough event is the Sacramento national meet. As you can see, these standards to get into the meet are rough. I would love to see Karen run that 42.75. That would be awesome. But these standards are really, really hard to get. This is a high school meet, the Junior Outdoor Championships. And then I don't know what the cost of this meet is yet. They still haven't posted. Now, I've been doing this webinar this is my 10th week doing this webinar, and they still haven't posted the entry fees to get into this meet. And this is a prime example of, Track My Speed giving you information early, but some parts of the organization don't give us all the pieces just yet. So this would be one of those pieces that I would have to come to you in the middle of the summer and be like, hey, you remember that webinar? I said, I didn't know what the prices are. Well, here they are. The prices to get, as far as your traveling expenses, well, you can't drive to Sacramento, California. But last summer, it cost us about anywhere from $400 to $410 to $500 to travel. But on this particular weekend, you're still looking at like $390 to travel, and that's if you get your ticket here pretty soon. If you are in a running of hitting one of these standards, Track My Speed will actually fly you out to the meet. So this is a challenge to everyone in this webinar or everyone that's watching this replay out there in the world. If you join Track My Speed and you run one of these times, we will send you to Sacramento, California, and give you the opportunity to race all those other fast people. So we challenge you, do it, and we'll back you up and we'll pay for your flight. It's right now, I had to put something on the webinar, so it looks like $300, but if the cost goes up to like $350, we'll still cover it. But anything above $350, you'll probably have to just pay the difference. And you want to make sure that you have everything done, before this time too, to hit these standards. What for the next 3 following meets we'll be in the webinar with are the 3 meets that are paid for within your package of 567. And this is the Junior Olympics, the Junior Olympic Games. So at the state association meet, it takes top 8 per age division to qualify for regionals. And the 8 divisions are listed as so. What we're doing for Track My Speed, if you're under 9 years old, we're actually moving you over to AAU. Because the USATF meets are pretty serious. And this summer is going to be pretty tough. So we want to make sure that those younger kids get a good opportunity. So we're going to move them over to AAU, unless they can handle it. The entry fees for this meet is already covered in your cost. And then the travel expenses, we're leaving up to the parents to figure that out. We got the same deal going on over for regionals. The only thing for regional is now to qualify for the next level, you have to be top 5 in your age division to qualify for nationals. If you do qualify for nationals in your age division, you can advance to the Junior Olympics Nationals. Now, this regional meet is held in DeKalb, so I'm not too happy about that, but what are you gonna do? So it's DeKalb. I don't know there's nothing in DeKalb but corn. But that's where it's at. The reward is Lawrence, Kansas. They have good adult beverages. And then you just place top 8 to be become All-American. So a lot of great things going on in Kansas. Kansas will be hot, but there are some great times coming out of Kansas. I actually participated in the Kansas Relays in 2006, and I wonder if my record's still there. At that time, I set the meet record and stadium record for the 400-meter hurdles with what did I do? I ran a 48:90 something in the 400 hurdles. So I wonder if that record's still there. If it is, we will celebrate it. So to become All-American for USATF, you have to finish top 8 in your age division, which means you'll be the top 8 in your age division in the nation, which makes you an All-American. Again, the age divisions are the same. And the entry fees is also covered in your package. And then we also have, this is our, as of right now, we're saying to travel. If you were to carpool with the family or carpool with the team, you're looking at a cost of $225 to go to Kansas for nationals. Now, 10 minutes ago, I said last summer it took us anywhere from like $410 to $500 for our national meet. Well, because it's closer to us, like for Illinois, I think Kansas is more like a 10-hour drive, or is it 8? So that our expenses are lower this summer. So you're looking at $225 for travel expenses like this summer. Now, these are expenses that you have to pay if your child qualifies, which is why we're not adding this cost onto your summer fees. All right. So to finish things up, I'm just going to flash these on the screen so you can always come back and pause them. This is a good representation on the difficulty of the meets as the times get harder throughout the summer. I'll leave it up there for another moment, but keep in mind you can always come back and pause and screenshot this if you would like. If you're listening to this webinar on your phone. As far as travel expenses, if you were to add on a meet to your summer, Canada would be the least expensive meet to travel to. And then the meet at the very bottom is the Sacramento meet. So you can see how it stacks up.